I'll be the guinea pig. How's Kawhi doing? Is Kawhi playing tomorrow? Is Kawhi practicing?
Kawhi's practicing today, yes, sir.
Is he playing tomorrow?
We'll see.
We'll see about what does that mean? We'll see.
We'll see tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see how he comes out of this, but he is practicing today.
Good sign that he's practicing?
Yes.
Fully.
Yes.
You gonna let us know this afternoon how he feels, or tomorrow?
I won't see you this afternoon.
But I won't see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's my birthday, by the way. So
Well, happy birthday.
thank you, Tyronn.
Yeah. New Year's is your birthday, huh?
Yes, it is. You should know
Oh, I do know it, but
What a way to start the year for tomorrow.
man,
Don't blame me.
man.
See, what do you? This was an eventful year for you. What do you feel like was, something that you grew in the most over the course of this year?
Did I what?
That you grew in the most.
Patience. I think being patient has been the biggest thing, but also just being with a good group of guys has been good for me. Been a lot of different situations, a lot of lineup changes. Different rotations, different sacrifices. But having this group that's willing to do that and also putting to work every single day has been good for us. And so that's why you can see, us getting better, each night. We still have a long ways to go, but just continue to keep getting better. I think the constant dialogue those guys are having, I think the shoot-arounds, taking those as serious because we can't practice a lot, and just trying to get better in any ways we can. And all these guys have been able to sacrifice, in one way or another. And so that's been really good for us, like I said, these last 20 games or so. So I'm just, happy to be a part of that.
Like, obviously, this is a really intense part of, where the team is timeline-wise, but, how have you, kept that joy this year? It's a game, and everybody's, wants to enjoy what they're doing, enjoy the company and everything. How have you kind of been able to maintain that and enhance that?
Yeah, I think the joy comes from winning. I think, when you're winning and you're playing well, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of joy that comes with that. When you're losing, it's a lot of tough times, and so I think, putting the work in every day, like I said, I give these guys a lot of credit along with my coaching staff for just doing whatever we can to figure it out to make us become a better team. And these guys have done that. And so the joy comes, like you said, with winning, getting better. And that's what these guys have been doing.
You talked about wanting to use these practices and shoot-arounds to put in more offense. How has that been going the last couple weeks?
Not good yet. Not good yet, because then Kawhi went down, and then but with Kawhi back, today's a good time. We can add a couple things here and there, but we do have to extend our package, offensively, especially when we get down towards the end of the season, going into the playoffs. You have to be able to lean on some different things. Just can't do the same thing, every single night. And so if our pick and roll game's not going, we got to be able to do something different. If our post up game's not going, we got to be able to do something different. If our ISO game's not going, we got to be able to do something different. And they understand that. And so now we just got to start adding and start getting better, offensively.
When you have these practices where you want to put stuff in, guys aren't fully available, how much are you guys doing as far as, what are you doing in this practice when Kawhi's not able to practice, for example? You still want to put stuff in, but what are you really doing there?
Just clean up stuff that we need to get better at, offensively and defensively, or just getting better. One thing we just got to continue to keep harping on is our transition defense. Miss or make, we got to get back, get the guys out of the corners, get into a tandem, when you get into defense. And so just our communication and getting back, we can't allow these teams to, get easy three-point shots or easy layups and dunks in transition because our half-court defense is so good, and so we just got to do a better job with that.
So obviously when you guys first got James, you had to figure out so many different things, who plays well with who, different lineup combinations, but it seems like really for the better part of December, you've had a good idea going into each game what you want to do. How has that helped your in-game management? Because it feels like you've really been pressing all the right buttons in terms of once you know what you're going into a game with, then you can kind of adjust from there, and let the game tell you what to do.
Yeah, that's been really good for us. I think just having a set rotation, having the minutes when guys are coming into the game, and then you can kind of in the second half, you can kind of adjust and just go off field after that. But, with Kawhi being out for 4 games, it's kind of changed. Guys gotten extended minutes, guys haven't gotten shorter minutes. And so just figure out combinations to win games. And that's what we've been trying to do, as of late. And so, like I said, but having that set rotation, having those guys in place, and you can kind of go into the second half and adjust how you need to. But that first half has been really good for us.
For this team specifically, are you obviously it's a vet group. You guys obviously won a championship, but when you go through this regular season, are you strictly judging these games off like wins and losses, or do you see growth in losses at all, or stuff like that, or is it strictly wins and losses for you?
No, it's just, are we getting better? You know, we have enough talent to win games, but can we win at a high level? You know, versus the good teams. You know, when we get to the playoffs, things like that. And so, you know, you could lose a game and play really good. You know, and so are we getting better each game? Are we doing the right things we're supposed to do? Is our spacing right? You know, is our transition defense right? Are we in our right spots defensively? Are we able to adjust throughout the course of the game and understand what we're trying to do? That's kind of how I gauge it.
Russell has been incredibly efficient this month, like well over 50% from the field. How have you put him in position to be better, and how has he put himself, like what is he doing to kind of get himself easier shots and making those shots?
Yeah, I think, you know, taking good shots is one. I think using him in a post more, where he can back down and get into the paint and make plays for himself, but also just playing with that pace, you know, being able to attack early in transition, getting downhill, getting to the basket, which has been really good for us.
What do you feel like there's another level for him to take in the role that he's in, even with the progress that he's made offensively?
No, I think he's been great. You know, I think just like I said, taking what the defense gives him. I think turning down some of the early three-point shots early in the shot clock, and you know, either getting to the next action or getting into the paint, making a play, which he's done, and then the corner three, which he shoots at a high clip. I think especially from the right corner, maybe. You know, and like we want him taking those shots, but I think playing him out the post. I think, you know, playing with pace, getting out in transition when we get stops. He's been really good for us.
What's it like to give him information, allow him to understand what the data is saying, and see how he accepts that feedback?
No, it's been good. Like he's been the ultimate sacrificer. You know, like as far as, you know, things we've asked him to do, things he's been normally being able to do with all the other teams he's played on, and being the MVP of the league and being a perennial all-star, but then just, you know, having to tailor his game down to what we need him to do for this team to be successful, and he's done everything. So, I mean, you can't ask any more of Russ, you know, on a nightly basis, on a daily basis. Everything he's given us and everything he's sacrificed to get where we're at today.
James is good majority of his shots have been three-point shots to start the year with you guys, but he's got on the basket a lot more. That first step looks a little quicker. Now, have you seen something like that over the last couple of weeks? He's got more acclimated, more in better shape.
Yeah, I think just understand, like I said, the rotations, where he can be more aggressive at, taking his three-point shot, which he works on every single day, the step backs, but also attacking the basket, attacking the rim, getting to the free throw line, and then getting to the paint, making the right play. And so he's been doing all of that. And then I think just getting more and more comfortable. I think when PG went down for 2 games, now Kawhi's been out for 4 games, that's allowed him to be more aggressive and, you know, being more assertive, and guys can understand, like, what he can really do offensively. And so that's been good to see as well.
How is Mason doing?
He's practicing today.
He's practicing? Okay. So what is this the first practice he's had since?
Yes, sir. I mean, he's played in the Stay Ready games, but it's like, I think it's our first practice we've been able to really have. So he's going to be out there today with the full team.
And I want to ask you, the 3-guard lineup of Russ, Norman, James, like the first month in November, the results probably weren't what you were looking for. But in December, they've been really good. Like, what was the turning point in your mind that you have pointed to that this is what allowed them to kind of progress to get to the point where they're being a positive unit together?
I think understand what we want to do offensively, you know, where we want the ball, whose hands we want the ball in, and then how we want to run our offense. I think that was the biggest thing. And then defensively, I think with that small line when we first started out, we didn't have a big on the floor. And so we wasn't allowed, couldn't get rebounds. We couldn't, you know, be in our drops and, you know, be, you know, vertical at the rim. And so teams really beat us, you know, offensively, just being able to attack us, get to the rim, get to the paint, and we had no shot blocking. And so that was really the biggest difference. But since we got Daniel, it's been a big positive for us, being able to have a 5 that can be in a drop coverage, can switch a little bit, but also can be vertical at the rim when teams drive and penetrate and get to the basket.
Have you seen this team get better off the ball cutting since James has been here?
The last couple of games, before we just, you know, James likes space, like he's like to be able to make the right play, get downhill, having Zoo and Tice roll, and then the other guy spotting up for either the 3-point shot or really catching and drive closeouts. And so, but T-Man's been doing a better job cutting. Amir had a couple cuts, you know, and so we slowly started to figure it out, you know, when we can cut and when we need to stay at home and stay spaced.